Hi. Okay, so apparently I'm live on my phone. I tried to go live on my computer. I signed up for it. It was supposed to start at 3. Hi, Marie. It was supposed to start at 10:33, and it's not doing anything. So I guess I'm going to have to get some instructions still with how to get it going on my computer. I'd like to do it on my computer, moreover, because it's a wider screen and you can see more of the art. But we'll just go with it this way. So this is the piece. I'm going to be doing a spoken word, and this is the piece it's connected to. I began it. I wonder, should I go ahead and start, do you think? I haven't really paid attention there's some people here. Oh my gosh, okay. Well, there's so many brave people in NEMS, and Brigitte, yeah, your video really inspired me to just kind of jump into the water. This is something that I've been wanting to do every day for a long time, and I have a huge block about it, and so I don't really know why, but I know that by saying yes and doing it, that I will get over it, I'll get through it. I know people on stage, they, even big performers, like, they always get nervous, even when they're really, really popular and they do it all the time. I understand, I've heard many of them say they often get nervous before they go on. So, all right, so this piece, let's just get into it. I think we're good. I started this piece. I'm going to show you where it was before. This is on a canvas. This is Creation's Child. If you have my deck, you may recognize some of the cards. There's higher choices in here. There's core healing. There's the shadow, right? Okay. So in the year 2000, I had thought that I had finished that. And this painting behind behind me, was at one time that painting that I just showed you. So it all at one time was red and black, and it was a painting that I did to go in and heal my childhood. Now, I have a whole story to it, and I will be doing that as well. What I want to do today is just a spoken word that goes with it. And it's quite long, so I figured I would maybe cut them up and do the spoken word first, and then the story at another time, very soon after, I promise. So, okay. It's long. It goes very dark. But I guess you'll find out if you hang in there. It'll go all the way to bring it full circle into the light and into its transformation, just as it's been for me. The poem did come through over one night on a full moon. It happened to be a compilation of poems that I had written in my early 30s. When I was 30, I got into therapy, and I had a lot to heal, so I was going twice a week. I would go in there, and it was my first time with intention, and I would come out of therapy, and I wouldn't be able to speak. And I would go to this place called the Insomnia Cafe. It was this bohemian, couch, comfy little coffee shop, and I would go, and I'd have my journal, and I would just write. And it was the first time that poems started to come through me, ever. And my poems were telling my story. And so I found that this was the way I was able to voice what I was going through at the time, because it just really, I didn't have the light language. I had no language for it. So, okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. And know ye a child of thy heritage, know ye are truly the spirit of light. Son of the great sun, gain ye thy wisdom. Know ye are truly one with the stars, truly aware you are kinship with light. Prepare yourself for the ultimate flight. On the tail of a dragon, fly through the dungeon into the light. Ancient secrets seated, a leap of crimson rust, in light that casts shadows of distant memories. Breathe. I trust. Creation's child awakened to unveil her wings, innocent soul, pliable. Born in cold, pale plastic, shocked to the core, mother's womb no more. Faces stoned and cold, not a conjured friend foretold. In the present distant past, the headsman made it last. Stalking his whipping post, he invited the unholy ghost. The child's wings couldn't grow. He clipped the sacrificial lass. The fornicator was her headsman, she shall not want. He leadeth her to infliction, flagellation, and crucifixion. The colors turned to black, and she lost all contact. She thought, know ye, O child of thy mind, these chains you feel are only thoughts, terrors of darkness that you were taught. Still, the fire she kept in. Blue was the color that accompanied black on her body that was beaten for her sins, forth and back. Not a wonder she's a quiet girl. Cat got your tongue, they'd say to her in school. Don't bring her around our group, she ain't cool. So she wore her clothes in layers to avoid the many stares. What an interesting fashion, the girls her age would say. Her style showed such passion, and she preferred it more that way. But the secrets went on hidden, her body feeling smitten under clothes of many layers and avoiding all the glares. It's amazing all the fear that can come from those who are so dear. All the bruises they can cause, we'll just hide them under gauze. No layers thick or thin could hold that torment from within. The girl in many layers tried so hard to hide the tears, but the inside was ignored, all the pain she only stored. No layers thick or thin could hold that torment from within. Still, the fire she kept in began to melt the stones, revealing her bones, broken and burned. Through her child, she learned to reclaim her soul, all lost parts of self she calls to return. Yet she didn't want to be. But to die is to cower in the hour of resurrection and scorn her connection to the perfection she would sever. Is that so clever? So she began speaking to the shadows of the past. Every time the sun went down, you could feel the darkness cast. Go ask Madonna milking the nursing. Go ask Madonna milking the nursing breast. She can tell you everything, all the cries, all the secrets of the night, the cries of the horny cat and haunting moans of the midnight hours. There was a mystic in the air, haunting her with howls and silent murmurs, saying nothing, saying everything. Hanging in the silence, waiting for the kill. She was an amnesiac when she heard the parasitic maniac. Who am I? What have I become? How can I get out of this unbearable numb? Lost in the past, she knew not now. She knew it. Lost in the past, she knew not it was now. She tried to escape. She thought she had the know-how. Just block it out, make it go black. How did it work? She was an insomniac. Never lay her head to rest, stay awake, medicate, fight herself possessed. When feelings tainted, her senses painted every night like a nightmare ticking. When it was done and the hours passed, the fear was gone, she's free at last. At least until the next forecast. Through the ancient hour of despair, not a sleep nor a dream in the waking. Yet we're all dreamers one way or another. Some go on to dream and others follow their brother. The child went on to scream, obscene. No one listened to her cries, they only listened to his lies. In the heated perversion of truth, in a time she could not remember her youth, it was blood, red blood, on the altar of the dead, green eyes spread, the hunger was never fed. Pain internalized, sunk into an unremembered relic, her senses hypnotized. Color psychedelic. First she felt him near her, sleeping in her dreams, and she ran. Then she felt him near her, breathing down her neck, and she ran. And she felt him near her, sleeping in her dreams, and she ran. She thought he had, yes, driven her mad. And she ran, and she ran, and she ran. She's a gypsy, you see, in a world she couldn't feel free. Had a rage, giant rage, you can't keep a gypsy in a cage. A rage burning deep, need to find ways to somehow sleep. Or roam to find her heaven's home. She'd love to dance, given the freedom, given the chance. What if she left and never came back? Who would look after and cover her slack? Her spirit is strong, it strives to survive. All that was taught her, all of the lies. A tear, she cried, a question, a try. Could there be circles, not all squares, somewhere found in the roots of the stairs? Counting her 10 toes one day, she wondered how she came out okay. Everyone has 10 toes, so she must be okay, right? Like the roots of a tree. A tree made of rue. There's no getting over. The only way is through. It's been mighty dark hiding in the closet of her mind. She just needs some reaction, some interaction, some hippie action, some kind of soul action. That kind of soul action we never choose to leave. Or do we? She does her best through intention to become the will to live, to be the truth, to share God's gifts, to give. The water bird stands guard as the child's prayers unleash the chains of the thoughts of the darkness taught. Creation's child awakens to unveil her wings. Innocent soul, young, pliable. Oops. Creation's child awakens from a dream within a dream. What was once creased tight in the seams of illusion now loosen to light the shackles of confusion. Right here, right now. Innocence is found in the song of the dolphin's dance. The rainbow snake transmutes the poisons, the shamans in a trance. Vessels filled, the tall ones bring, healing her wound, growing her wings. On the back of the dragon, she flies through the doors of deception, breaking through perception. In her dream, she's found her freedom, lucid in the sun, reflected in the moon and in the stars, in the earth's flowers blooming, even in the dark. Angels translucent like clouds, dancing in the freedom sun. They stood by and waited for her call. Now they have come, they are tall. She will live forever, an angel shining light, dancing and chanting with the stars of the night. She is fire, blue flame, a fairy blessing phallus, a magic star, no shame. Love, creation's child, remembers. What was once lost, the peace is now found. I too have faith in light, and the moon I choose is round. Sisters in color, brothers and sisters of color, I call you to birth, the hue that you are, a new color ray, a new dance and song we bring to this day. Ho, namaste, baraka basha. It is done, it is done, it is done. Whew. I used to have that memorized. It's been a long time, and I was shaking inside, so I messed up a little bit, but I hope you enjoyed it. Okay. I guess I'll come back and tell more story on it at another time. Except I just want to say that back when it was at this stage, it was considered a masterpiece. I was offered a lot of money when I in 2001, I had an art show, and I did this spoken word. I was way more a hermit on the mountain than I am now, even. But a woman offered me, I'm a single mom living in a trailer in a mountain, and she offered me $17,000 for it. And Spirit said no, and I thought it was because people would come by my studio at the time I lived on this land that had a sweat lodge, and they would come once a week. They would come, and sometimes they would want to come in and stand in front of the painting, and everyone had sometimes just tears, catharsis, sometimes just speechless for a long time. They'd stand there speechless. And so I thought it was meant to go into the Museum of Tolerance or something where it could be viewed by many people. And I still believe that if it goes anywhere, it needs to be seen by many people. But little did I know, after moving to Sedona in 2002, and then moving to Hawaii, and then moving to England, and returning, and getting her out of storage, naturally, whenever I look at this painting, the spoken word runs through for me. And I happen to be with this painting and then see it, that I hadn't finished. You know, how I spoke about the vessels filled, the tall ones bring, healing her womb, growing her wings. Well, the wings in the red and black one hadn't been painted in yet. But when I looked, I could see the wings were there. So, and I only paint what I see. I don't bring it up. I don't make it up in my mind. And I went in and I found the wings, and I began to bring in the light into this painting and bring in more of the healing. Had I sold it back then in Malibu to this woman who was really upset that I said no, she was almost insulted, I think. But I would have been selling my soul, and I would have been selling out for everyone. Like I hadn't given. Okay, so the child's prayers unleash the chains of thoughts of the darkness taught. There's a whole lot more prayer and light and love that is going into this than was here. Yeah, the intention to pray and to send light into the thoughts of the darkness taught. In this case, it was my father image. It's just, there's just so much more healing here. So I guess that's enough for now. I'll come back and create another video and tell you what the story, the whole story to it is, which is a fascinating story. I really look forward to it. Hello, I got here late, I'll watch again. Hello, Sean. Thank you. All right, thank you. See, I faced my fear and I feel a lot better. Yeah, good on me. Okay, all right, okay, bye for now.